This is the second part of the chapter conjunction. Yesterday we have seen the different types of conjunction, starting with coordinating conjunction, then we have subordinating and correlative. Now this is the second part of it. Further we talked about subject and object as well as predicate, and also we talked of clauses and phrases. Simply these are related to simple, compound and complex sentences. Now what is required, you have to be very careful while going through this very video. This is going to be an audio visual one, and further what you should do, you should write down the things whatever is going to be visible on the screen as much as possible. This is not mandatory that you would write everything. So we talked about subject, predicate, different types of conjunction. This is the second part, and in this video we will end this very chapter, and later we will have worksheets and few practice papers related to this very topic, so that there should not be any kind of confusion or problem to this topic. We talked of subject and predicate. Now today we will start with clauses. Clauses, a group of words with a subject and predicate, is called clause. There are two types of clause: independent clause, dependent clause. And we know independent clause, they are actually complete thought. But dependent clause are also known as subordinate clause, and it starts with a subordinating conjunction. Independent clause, this give complete idea. The boy ran in the street. This is obviously independent thought. Yesterday I got sick. Independent clause. Because he went to Florida. This is dependent clause or subordinate clause. But he is my friend. Obviously subordinate clause. I love her, but she does not love me. I love her. This is main clause or principal clause, but she does not love me back. So you can easily understand the subordinate clause or the dependent clause starts with a particular conjunction. Task 2. Complete the worksheet on dependent and independent clause. Few questions are provided here. Can you tell the difference between a complete and incomplete sentence? Okay, if you can do that, do write that one in your copy. Write 5 dependent clauses, write 5 independent clauses. Channel 7. A dependent clause or subordinate clause is a group of words that has a subject and predicate, but it is not complete thought. That means it cannot stand alone. Usually dependent clause starts with the subordinate conjunction. ABBI, SAW, UU, that was mentioned in the last video. What this term suggests? A bisaw, a UU, that is a particular short term that would help you to get the subordinating conjunction. Now remember 4 types. Simple, what will have independent clause. Compound, independent clause plus independent clause. Complex, independent clause plus dependent clause. Compound complex, independent plus dependent. While writing these things, where it is written independent, do write down independent clause. Keep it in mind, independent clause is also known as principal clause. Dependent clause is also known as subordinating clause. Now simple sentence. Dependent clause. I ran. My friend loves to eat pizza on the weekend with his mom and his sister who lives in Loa. Now who lives in Loa? That is subordinating clause. But the first part, my friend loves to eat cheese pizza on the weekend with his mom and his sister, this part is independent clause. Compound. Jeez wants to go skiing for Christmas, but Jeff wants to go to Florida. English is my favorite class, so I usually do well in it. So I have used but and so for these 2 sentences. Independent clauses are normally connected with a comma and a coordinating conjunction and voice, especially and, but, so, or. Especially and, but, so, or. complex. Independent clause plus dependent clause, or it may be the opposite, dependent clause then independent clause. Now keep it in mind, there should be one subordinating conjunction. If the sentence starts with a dependent clause, it must have a comma separating the two clauses, just like this sentence. If I study, I will do well on this quiz. So if is subordinating conjunction and it starts a subordinating clause, if I study. Second part, I will do well in the quiz is the principal clause. I will do well on this quiz if I study. The same thing written in opposite way. Now compound complex is not for class 10, but it will be very important for class 11 and 12, where you will have two independent clause and one dependent clause. It must have a fan voice and subordinating conjunction. So subordinating conjunction will be there and fan voice will be there. I like fruits and I like salad because I am trying to be healthy. So and because, one coordinating and one subordinating, both the conjunction will be there. Complete the worksheet that makes you identify the three main types of sentence: simple, compound, complex. Compound sentence practice. There are 7 coordinate conjunctions. Write the compound sentence with each one. Remember, you must have a comma before the conjunction in order to get credit on your upcoming quiz. Now this is going to be a quiz that you are going to have. Notes: compound sentence, fan voice. So cause, a fancy word for because, and shows addition, not shows that two options are not good, but shows contrast or opposite idea, or provides a second option, shows unexpected outcome, so shows effect. So what are the meanings of this? We have got fancy word for because, so cause. I study for a reason. I and you will surely succeed. He does not like potato nor sugar. He is good but reckless. Go to Delhi or Mumbai. She studied hard, yet she failed. She did not study, so she failed. So here we have got all the examples, and with this example we need to complete this very part. Using 3 different colored pencil, complete the worksheet titled Sentence Types and Writing Practice. So here you have got fan voice. Try to write these things. This is going to be too easy for class 10, so yet you try it once. Sentence type review. Simple sentence, one independent clause. I like pizza. Very good. So I like pizza is going to be simple sentence. I like pizza and spaghetti. So here I like pizza and spaghetti. My brother and I like spaghetti and pizza. So here we have got the example of simple sentence, the first one. Second one is compound, as well as the third sentence is also compound. Compound sentence will be what? I want to go home but no one will pick me up. We have got one fan voice, one of the fan voice. Why is it not compound sentence? I like to play outside in summer but not in the winter. Here we have first one is independent clause or principal clause, but not in the winter. This is subordinate clause or dependent clause. So it's not a compound, instead complex sentence. Complex, there are 2 ways to make complex sentences: DC plus comma plus IC, or IC plus DC. Independent clause or dependent clause. DC means dependent clause, IC means independent clause. Next, remember, you need a subordinate conjunction in order to make dependent clause. Keep it in mind, you need subordinate conjunction to make complex sentence. I like because it is so. Pizza is healthy because it is so. I like pizza healthy. With these things you make sentences. So here ends the enter part. Now what will you do further to make things easier? To make things easier and clear, we will practice these topics using Wren and Martin and Joseph. These two books will follow. And in finding any doubt, to let me know, I'll surely help you out. Keep it in mind, simple sentence, there will hardly be use of any conjunction. Compound sentence, there will be use of coordinating conjunction. And complex sentence, there will be use of subordinating conjunctions. Thank you very much. Go through this video, finding doubts, to let me know. Thank you.